Hi there, friends. If you have ever wondered how people get started in real estate investing, well, you're not alone. Now, a lot of people think that real estate investing is for the wealthy or people who have a ton of experience. But here's the truth. Most real estate investors do not start with deep pockets or a bunch of insider connections. What they start with is one home, some grit, and a long-term plan. So today I am breaking down how you, yes, you can get started in real estate investing here in the Austin area. Whether that means Austin proper or Georgetown, Round Rock, Cedar Park, Leander, and the surrounding areas in Central Texas, let's help you build long-term wealth and a plan. By the end of this video, you are going to have a clear picture of your first step and hopefully the confidence to take it. Step 1, start where you are. This is called the move-up strategy. Some of the more traditional and financially smart ways that people actually become investors is by accident. You buy a starter home and then you live in it in a few years. And after a couple of years, when you need a little bit more space, you're ready to move up into more space, but you've built equity. Now, you certainly could sell and get that equity and move it towards another property, or you can rent out that first property and turn it into an investment. This one single decision can change the financial trajectory of your life. Now, here's why. When you live in that home 2 out of the last 5 years, you can often qualify for significant tax savings when you sell. And of course, there's some caveats with that. But if you keep that property and you rent it out instead, you begin to benefit from depreciation and passive income. You already know the property, you already know how it's maintained, and now it's working for you rather than costing you money. Even if you're not planning on becoming a full-time investor, this is one of the most easy and efficient ways to start building your investment portfolio by using what you already have. Now, step 2 is the duplex power move. Now, let's say you want to speed things up. Here's one of my favorite underrated strategies, buying a duplex. With a duplex, if you live in one side and you rent out the other side, you qualify for better loan terms than just buying an investment property outright. Because, after all, this is your residence. So what this means is you can qualify for a lesser interest rate and less out-of-pocket down payment. Even better, the rent from the other side offsets the mortgage payment. And in some cases, it can cover it completely. This is a great way to start investing. You're building your equity, you're reducing your living costs, and you're creating a consistent stream of income all at once. This is what people mean when they talk about house hacking. It's a simple, proven way to live affordably while also setting yourself up for financial freedom. Step 3, understanding your financing options. Let's talk money. Real estate investing does not cost millions, but it does require a smart plan. Most investors, if you are using an investment loan, should plan to put down no less than 20 to 25%. But there are more flexible lending options out there than people realize. And here's a few worth knowing. DSCR loans, which stands for Debt Service Coverage Ratio loans, that's a mouthful, are designed for investors and are based on what the property earns, not what the buyer earns. So if your rent covers your mortgage, you can qualify. And then there are also asset-based loans. This is where your approval is based on your credit score and your assets, not your job or income. So for example, if there's someone that has quite a bit of cash or assets, but is not currently working, this can be a great loan for them. And finally, there are local or portfolio lenders. These are smaller banks or credit unions that often have in-house programs designated for investors with more flexible terms. So even if you're self-employed, semi-retired, or have a non-traditional income stream, there's probably a loan that fits your goals. Just work with a reputable lender. Step 4, learn the local rules and taxes. Now let's talk about something that can make or break your return on investment: local rules and taxes. Each city has its own regulations and rules, and they can change faster than you think. When I bought my short-term rental in Georgetown, I called the city to make sure there wasn't any permitting or taxes that I need to be aware of. And they laughed at me when I called and they said, "No, there's nothing. Good luck. We hope you succeed." That was it. Until 3 years later, when the rules changed and I started being assessed taxes on that very same short-term rental. The lesson here is to always check rules and regulations around permitting and taxes before buying if you want to use it for a rental. While there may not be rules in place today, it's very possible there could be later in the future. So be sure to check your CCRs or HOA documents before renting out a property. There are some neighborhoods that limit the way the property can be used. And do not overlook property taxes. In Central Texas, tax rates can really range from about 1.5 to around 3.2. And that swing can make a huge difference in your profit. Now, step 5, build your power team. Here's one thing I know for sure. Investing is not a solo sport, and your team can make or break your success. So let's talk about who you need in your corner. Of course, start with a realtor, and preferably one who is an investor or at least understands a lot around investments. This realtor needs to be able to help you understand the local market, trends, and of course, help you find deals on and off the market. You also need a reputable lender who can help you with investment loans. And this lender should have creative financing options. You will also need inspectors and contractors with strong reputations. Your agent should have trusted partners to recommend. A great insurance agent is also important to have because your property may need special coverage if it's an investment property. Now, if you don't want to self-manage, then a property manager is important to have as well. In Texas, you need a separate license in order to manage properties, so rely on your agent for a great referral for a property management company. And as your portfolio grows, you need a CPA, a financial advisor who is a fiduciary, and an attorney to help protect the wealth that you're building and plan for your future. After all, real estate is a relationship business, and your relationships are your leverage. Step 6, the big build, but diversify. Real estate is one of the best wealth building tools out there, but it should not be your only one. As you build your portfolio, diversify in other areas too. Stocks, retirement accounts, business ventures, anything that can help you build multiple streams of income. Real estate certainly can be your foundation, but your future needs to rest on more than one pillar. The beauty of real estate is that it is a tangible, basic human need. You can touch it, you can see it, you can improve it. Once you learn how to buy wisely, finance strategically, and protect your assets, you'll realize that wealth building through real estate isn't just for someone else. It's for you too. Let me tell you a little bit about my journey. I did not come from money. In fact, on my very first investment property, I was a single teacher making about $40,000 a year. But I wanted to be a homeowner. And so in order to do so, I worked 3 jobs, my teaching job and 2 side hustles, in order to save up enough money for a down payment. I saved about $30,000 and I ended up buying a $180,000 foreclosure. When I closed on that foreclosure, I was so proud that I found a pathway to become a homeowner. I remember the day that I closed and I took a smiling picture in front of the home. And then I opened the door and the reality set in. The house was rough. The electrical plates were missing. When the people moved out, they took doors and cabinets and all sorts of things. And I knew that this property needed a lot of TLC. But again, I didn't have a lot of money and I knew a little bit about renovation, but not enough. So I YouTubed it. I watched videos at night and then I would practice and I would renovate. And through YouTube and some helpful hands, I renovated that entire property. And within a couple of years, I sold it and I made $80,000. That's when the mental shift happened for me and I understood the power of real estate investing. And I experienced it firsthand. And I feel very passionate about helping others experience it as well. Since then, there have been many other properties. Some of them have been full renovations and flips, and others, which is more of my strategy right now, are buy and hold rentals. It's not easy, but it's worth it. So if I can do it, as a teacher with 3 jobs, you certainly can do it too. Real estate has completely changed my life, and I genuinely believe it can change yours. So if you're ready to take that first step, reach out. My team and I would love to help you start your investing journey, or if you're already an investor, to continue growing your portfolio. Thank you for watching, and if you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button and share it with someone who's thinking about investing in real estate in Central Texas. And when you're ready to make your first move, we're here to help you make it confidently.